Is Cameron still here?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Still troubleshooting.
Down there.
it's because we have adopted, yes, but if we, technical issues, okay? No, if we have a deputy, just in case. All right. Welcome to the Scio Township Board of Trustees meeting, July 7th, 2026. I'm calling this meeting to order at 6:02. Christy?
Oh,
Yeah, you'll be taking minutes tonight, so
Right.
I'll be calling on you
yeah.
in between. Please call the roll.
Okay. Brandt?
Here.
Noel?
Here.
Reed?
Here.
Riser?
Here.
Carey?
Here.
Yapel?
Present.
Flintoff? Absent.
Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Adoption of the agenda. Are there any suggested changes? Tonight we'll begin with Brandt and we'll go in order. Trustee Brandt, do you have anything?
No.
Trustee Noel?
Sorry. We had discussed the consideration of moving the personnel matter to the end of the meeting, so it's the last thing.
You're suggesting N1 be moved after 03?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Any other? We're going to go right in order.
K7, remove it from the agenda.
Suggest tabling that until Or postponing?
It can come back on July 21st.
July 21st, okay. Any other suggested changes?
No.
Trustee Reed?
No changes.
Trustee Riser?
Nothing here.
None for me. Treasurer Yapel?
If you'd like, I do what normally Trustee Riser would do. Since 03 is creation of the committee, I support moving it to consent unless we want to keep our chief here for several agenda items. I think it's straightforward.
I'd support that. Moving
Okay.
03 to consent?
Yep, okay, 03 after K9. Thank you for that.
Thanks.
Any other?
No, not this time.
No? Okay. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda as amended?
So moved.
So moved.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Agenda is adopted as amended. 6-0. Thank you. This is the time for the board members to declare any real or perceived conflicts of interest related to items on the agenda. Anyone? Nope. Okay. Included in the packet are correspondences received, and I believe there was some more that came through, or is this complete?
I have not updated anything
Okay.
for correspondence. I updated payment of the bills and the FOIA appeals.
Yep, thank you. Any comments on correspondence? All right, moving on. On to public comments. This is the time for members of the public to speak to the Board of Trustees for up to 5 minutes on any matter. Please come to the table. Could you do the timer?
I'm still trying to get the video going.
Okay, thank you.
Before we start, let's make sure that the backup audio is recording. There's no video, there is audio.
It's on. It's
I'm
going.
not sure if that's going to be successful by the end of the meeting, so just a heads up.
I changed the battery, so we should be good.
Ready?
Yep, go ahead, thank
For
you.
the last 6 years, I've talked to the board a lot about leadership, honor, and integrity. Jessica's attempt to consolidate power in her office and put Mary Gillis in management meetings is a mistake. I believe it was an attempt to give another ally authority over staff and decisions. And she did it with someone who had no business being in those meetings. And creating the toxic and hostile work environment shows the lengths Jessica is willing to go to intimidate staff and manipulate how people were able to do and inhibited from doing their jobs. And Mary helped her do it. I believe the third-party investigation into the work culture of Scio Township shows Jessica's hardliner approach to people management has resulted in significant damage done to Scio Township government. Mary, I believe it is unethical for you to allow yourself to be put in that position. I believe it shows poor management and reflects poorly on your suitability as a trustee. Even if there was a plausible explanation for your presence at management meetings, once you decided to run for election as trustee, you should have removed yourself from the process. It gives you an unfair access to township government action that your fellow candidates do not have access to. There are 12 appeals on the agenda tonight. Please vote as a board and as the head of the body, as state law requires to instruct the clerk to fulfill those FOIAs. Please discuss reassigning FOIA officer duties. Tonight you have to make a decision about how to move forward with Alicia. Just 2 weeks ago, Jessica was talking about how far behind she is in finance. Here you have a person with a lot of experience in finance, 2 years on the job here in Scio, with direct knowledge of what utilities and billing means. Alicia was the person who kept the finance department going in the transition between Rebecca and Nikki. Alicia was the person Jessica called in when Ann Arbor and Washtenaw County closed for severe weather, and she drove an hour to get here from Jackson in those conditions to get the job done. Alicia is the person who has helped Nikki and Trish get up to speed. Alicia is the person with 2 years experience in utilities who can help Mike as an administrative assistant while he does the 2 jobs you have assigned to him in a short-staffed utilities department. The past 6 weeks of leaving Alicia in limbo, wondering if she's going to get fired, shows just how cruel members of this board are willing to be towards the people who work here. Please assign Alicia to utilities billing and an administrative assistant to Mike, so we can at least have that part of Scio Township taken care of properly. Item 03 tonight is the benefits committee. I could not recommend highly enough Diane Benson and Mark Perry. Diane didn't have my HR department. I'm busy, sorry. Mark was instrumental in helping the Fire Services Guidance Committee collate all the associated data, and his advice was very important to that process. Both of them would be a huge asset to this committee if we can get them. Christy, a couple of minutes ago, you talked about where you added correspondence. No, you added FOIA appeals and payment of the bills. So I've asked Jessica a couple of dozen times over the last few years to put an index in the agenda packet to highlight what has been added. It's never happened. Christy, can you add a report to section L? In it, will you report what day the agenda packet was posted and how many pages, then index what additions have been made. For example, such and such emails added to correspondence and the date they were added, when the minutes were added and the date, document X added to item N1, and how many pages it is. Document Y added to item 02 and how many pages it is. Having to continuously reread the 300 to 500 page agenda packets to try and find something that was added is a huge pain, and in the previous administration would have been seen as trying to hide something. We don't need a return of that. David, thank you very much for your decades-long service to the community and your candid responses to questions from Scio News. That article is available to all residents at scionews.com. Well done, thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello.
Caroline Altamar, Scio resident, RAC, Road Advisory Committee member. I just wanted to say thank you very much again for your support, those of you who voted to move forward the millage to the ballot. I think it's going to be very important, and I just want to say I really appreciate your support. Kathleen, I really appreciate your vote. Thank you very much for that. And those of you that were very helpful in helping us research and hone the performance, or the presentation and so on, I appreciate it. I'm disappointed that the treasurer and the clerk decided to vote against putting it on the ballot and letting the residents decide how they want their tax dollars spent, which I think is important to do that. So to those of you who support us, thank you very much. I just want to say, we just trust us.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jennifer Lawrence. I am a Scio Township resident. I'm also have a Scio Township business on Jackson Road. I am running for Washtenaw County Probate Judge, and I wanted to introduce myself to the board. Some of you may know me. I've worked with the township attorney in many cases before. I've also had the pleasure of working with Mr. Reiser as a colleague both on Women Lawyers Association of Michigan board as well as in the courtroom. I'm here today just to introduce myself as a Scio Township resident, as well as a member of the bar and a past president of the Washtenaw County Bar Association. Just wanted to let you know a little bit about myself. I've been in private practice and I've been an attorney for almost 20 years. I practiced in every single area of the district and the circuit court, as well as the federal court as well. I'm currently working as a mediator in my private practice, as well as handling complex litigation matters in civil and probate, as well as family law matters. The current seat that's up for the election, I am on the ballot. I'll be on the November ballot. It is a contested seat. The incumbent is retiring. The current docket assignment is going to be all of the restraining orders for the entire county of Washtenaw, as well as a third of the domestic cases and one third of all domestic cases and all guardianships and conservatorships for the entire county of Washtenaw. So this is a very important seat. It deals with the most vulnerable residents of our community. And as a lifelong Washtenaw County resident, this seat's very important to me. I started my legal career when I was 16 working for the district court in Ann Arbor. After that, I attended Ann Arbor Public Schools. I attended Eastern Michigan University and then Thomas Cooley Law School. I've been a Washtenaw County resident. My husband lives here and has a family-owned business for over 50 years that he took over. And we're raising our two children here, both of them attend Ann Arbor Public Schools. I'm an Ann Arbor Public Schools graduate, and I'm just asking for your support in November as I work through making my way through this campaign. And if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer those.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you.
Anyone else present would like to come up to the table, please? Probably could just wait and they'll come up on their own, right?
Good evening, Mark Altamare, Scio resident, current candidate for Scio trustee in the August 4th election. As a candidate, I'm getting the chance to talk to a wide range of people I wouldn't have otherwise. Democrats, Republicans, conservatives, liberals, old, young, working, retired, public sector, private sector, current trustees and past trustees, Scio residents and residents of other townships. People disagree on plenty of topics, but there's one thing they all agree on. It literally unites everyone. Scio board meetings are too long. Ridiculously, counterproductively too long. I think you all know it's true. Tonight, I see that we are one board member short of the usual. I challenge the 6 of you to exploit this absence and conduct people's business in 4 hours or less. Many will say that's still too long, but I say walk before you run. So far to start tonight, I'm optimistic. We're moving right along here, so I'm optimistic. And for your inspiration, I'm going to quote the legendary David Byrne, leader of the Talking Heads. Maybe some of you will recognize this. He said, "You start a conversation, you can't even finish it. You're talking a lot, but you're not saying anything. When I have nothing to say, my lips are sealed. Say something once, well, I say it again. And now I'll do my part by yielding the rest of my 5 minutes. Thank you."
Thank you. Anyone else present? Teresa.
Marsha Allen, Scio resident. I just wanted to say thank you again to Dan Bicknell and Roger Vale for their recent presentations here on the Gelman plume and for their decades of following the plume, collecting data, and making it possible for EPA supersite funding to eventually remediate the plume. It won't be happening soon, but hopefully it will happen. I also wanted to thank the board members who voted for the roads millage last meeting so that voters will be able to decide if they want this. RAC has done a great job detailing why this millage is needed. And I'd also like to see the board follow up on more EMS, ALS training for our firefighters. It's in the CIP, and this is literally life or death training for our residents. It was mentioned that maybe the fire chief could provide cost info for EMS training and equipment and whatever else is necessary for the full ALS training. But whether it's him or someone else, residents deserve this service. Finally, I really feel that if the board were not spending so much money replacing staff and using outside services and contracts to get their work done, we could afford bird mitigation, the ALS services, bike paths, and much more. Please be the fiscally responsible board we claim to be. Thank you.
Thank you. Chrissy, did you get it up and running?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyone else present would like to speak during public comments? No? Okay. Now it's time for, no, we have to
We
go
got
online.
Yep.
Are you able
Hopefully
to?
this works. First up online is Pam Boyd. Go ahead, Pam, if you can talk. You can. Okay. Rob?
Okay, Pam, you're on microphone.
Okay. Pam Boyd. It seems the problems with Zoom occur when the meeting is put into webinar mode. Why do we keep getting flipped into webinar mode? So I asked my husband, John, who has fixed the video problem in Township Hall in years past, if he wanted to go help troubleshoot. He said he didn't want criminal charges pressed. That said, Christine, in the Zoom program, there is a button that you have to click in order for the video to be activated. And finally, we've had problems with the Zoom that really shouldn't be problems. This has gone on for 5 years. This has got to stop. This has got to stop. It's frustrating. And it's just so idiotic to look at my computer and see no video. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for allowing that.
Well, Paula, I see your hand up there, but I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to come through. So go ahead and see if we can hear you. She says, yeah, Christy, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Would you like to read her? Could she type her public comment in and then
Let me see
you
if I
read it?
can.
Does anyone have Paula's phone number? She could call.
No. She says, well, I'm not gonna type anything out.
Okay.
Okay.
We can't hear you, but I'm reading what is coming on the closed caption, so. So if you can just give your comment that way and,
Pam can hear her on her end of Zoom.
okay, then
That's
I
weird.
can't, I don't know.
That's weird.
Are your speakers still muted from last time when you
It
did it?
could be, but I was trying to get that going. I didn't have time to troubleshoot this in 90 seconds, but if
Okay.
you want to come over here, Ryan, and take a look, be my
Really
guest.
quick, but
I asked Cameron, but he was,
let's try and fix that.
yeah,
So,
which,
Okay.
clearly he couldn't fix it, so.
Changes the settings during the week. I mean, this should be just a matter of turning it on.
We didn't have a planning commission meeting yesterday. last week? Who did we have?
It's a larger issue.
Oh,
So I
oh, it
spoke
is.
to Cameron about it. Could be a possible fan in the hard drive. It's not a Zoom issue.
Bigger
It's
issue.
yeah. So
Yeah, that
sorry
didn't-
everybody,
That
but
didn't work, unfortunately.
that didn't work. So sorry.
Yeah.
Well, if
Sorry, Paula. If you want to, send an email, we'll put it in the packet.
Thank you for working that, Christie.
You're welcome.
anyone else with hands up, maybe we could try.
They're like, no,
They're
they're not.
No,
yeah,
they're not even
yeah,
going to
but
try.
I'm here.
Okay,
Drop them out. Yeah.
Okay.
drop them like that.
then we will move on. Okay.
I think you're good.
All right,
Thanks
good.
for asking.
This is the time for board response, but before we move on to that, I forgot to include our township attorney, Mariah Fink, and operations director, Nathaniel Clark, in the beginning. So I just wanted to make sure that they're in the record. Thank you. Trustee Brandt, do you have a response to
Yes, I do.
public comments?
So, for the record, Clerk Flintoff is not responsible for the agenda nor indexing such. That's in our rules of order. So to put that on Jessica every time is really not fair. Also, Clerk Flintoff did not put Mary Gillis on management meetings. Mary told me the reason she attended these meetings is to gain information for the newsletter. She regularly consults with department heads to get content for the newsletter. They resist that, not wanting to write an article. She told me she was attending the meetings because she would find information that she thought was useful to write and encourage the department heads to put that in the newsletter. Also, Mary is not attending those meetings.
Are you finished? Or do you?
Yes.
Okay. Trustee Knoll.
Yes, I'd like to respond to part of what Rob Pattinson said. Rob, you thanked David for his service, and I would like to echo that. It's been a pleasure working with you. Also, thank you for your courage in being willing to be interviewed by Scio News. I think that was bold, and I respect you for it, and it was excellent.
Thank you.
So thank you. In terms of items being placed beyond our deadline for board packets, remember, as a group, we adopted specific deadlines for when packet items were due. Christie's nodding.
Yeah,
Others
one day
up
at
front
4,
were
yeah.
nodding. This was a
Thursday
board
at 4.
It
decision.
doesn't always.
And certain members of the board repeatedly ignore these practices, policies that were adopted by the board. And it does make it hard for other board members who then are forced, and the public, who are forced to read items at the very end before the meetings, when we could have had a more lengthy time to view items. For example, the minutes from our last 2 meetings, were they just posted today?
I believe Angela did it yesterday.
Yesterday? Okay. So
Yeah,
I saw them today.
It's been a flurry these past couple days, so
I know.
it's,
I know.
.
I'm just saying,
No, you can,
We
I
had
can't speak to
certain-
when the clerk gets the minutes there,
we
so.
had certain rules in place, but they're continually not adhered to. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Reed?
I was going to say comments on Rob's complicated way of posting the agenda. I understand completely, believe me. But I think it simplifies the fact that Thursday, 4 o'clock is a cutoff. And if the communications aren't in, they don't get posted until 2 weeks later. I don't see the need, maybe I'm wrong, is it a legal thing? I don't see the need to publish, one time it was published, the packet was published 4 times. And that's very confusing. So I would think Thursday at 4, anything after that gets on the next agenda. Is that not possible? Do you know? I mean, obviously you don't, I mean, obviously this is a decision.
Well, first
by
of
the
all,
clerk.
it's Monday at 4.
I thought it was Thursday at 4.
No. So it's Monday at 4 when the items are due, and it's Wednesday by 5 to publish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was changed.
Okay. So it's a whole week before the agenda.
Correct. It's a whole week before the board meeting.
Yeah, right. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So basically by next Wednesday, we're going to be publishing again, is how it goes. Every week it's either meeting or packet. Meeting or packet. Meeting or packet.
So we should meet once a month.
Yeah. So.
All right, that's all.
Trustee Reiser?
Nothing, thank you.
It's my turn now. The minutes, Cheryl does our minutes, and she's also for other municipalities, and sometimes she's behind, and the minutes must be approved at the meeting after the meeting that the board, or the minutes were taken. So if those come in a little bit late, I don't have a problem with that. Other things I do, but not the minutes. Also, somebody said our meetings go long, so is there a motion to adjourn? Let's make it a record.
Second.
We will do our best tonight. Treasurer Yapel.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for your comments. I propose, my colleagues and I agree, the late addition of items, I wish wasn't a thing. I'd look for some solutions. People have some ideas on how to improve it and how to maybe get the deadlines to be a little bit more followed or strict. I'm all for hearing it. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, well, speaking of minutes, we are on to the minutes. There, we have J1, approval of minutes of the June 23rd, 2026 Board of Trustees regular meeting. I can't see it. Read these things. Okay. Are there any suggested changes? Trustee Brandt? Any for you? Noel?
No.
Reed?
No changes.
Riser?
No, thank you.
None for me? Yapel?
No.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the minutes of June 23rd, 2026?
So moved.
I'm sorry, I support Mr. Reed's motion.
Did you get that, Christy? All in favor? Say aye. Aye. Minutes of June 23rd, 2026 are approved. J2, approval of minutes of the June 30th, 2026 Board of Trustees special meeting. Any suggested changes? No? Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Support.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The June 30th special meeting minutes are approved. 6-0, thank you. Right, and on to consent agenda. We had, I guess, K7 tabled or postponed till July 21st. Is that what we decided?
Yes.
Okay, and 03, possible action creation of retirement benefits guidance committee was moved under K9. Is there a motion to adopt the consent agenda as amended?
So moved.
Is there support?
Support.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Consent agenda is adopted as amended, 6-0. Okay, on to reports. Jeez. It looks like we're going to be here all night. We have a lot of, but anyways, begin with the supervisor. So I cleared the room.
Consent.
The only report I have right now is The operations director and I will be attending the Police Services Guidance Committee. I think that's what it's for, the sheriff, on Friday. And we did request a seat at the table for Scio Township. And it looks like we will be, there will be a motion to see if we are able to do that. So we will be attending at 9:30. Yeah. And that's it for me right now. Treasurer Yapel.
Awesome, thank you. Glad to hear that. Considering everyone else that pays them money gets a seat, I think it only be fair.
No, actually they don't.
They don't?
There's only two. There's IPSI and Superior.
They also have non-contracting folks on that, which I find to be weird. But okay, anyways, couple of things going on. Tax collections picking up robustly after the holiday weekend. We took in over $300,000 yesterday. Probably another $200,000 today so far in taxes. That's awesome. A little surprised GCSI didn't email us with the plethora of bills that they passed in the, not GCSI, but the state passed in their budget 21-hour or 24-hour marathon. It was more than they passed all year so far, so glad to see the state has a budget. We did receive positive news that Boone and Dar has provided all the paperwork and backup necessary for the geothermal tax credit. So I'm hopeful that I'll have another update about that later this month. Everything's progressing well there. I think one other thing I'll take from the county is business and brevity. Appreciate everyone getting down to business and trying to get it done efficiently. Thanks.
Thank you. Clerk's not here. Election Commission, we met last week, and that went pretty well. We had our testing of the machines and whatnot. Lock Alpine Sanitary Authority, it's been a busy couple of weeks. I am reporting that we have been working on the water tower. That was a planned project for a couple of years. We began that process, and there were some glitches, so it put us behind. The water tower was down during our 100-degree weather. It's still down because there was the pipe that goes into the water tower. We found a big leak, so all the construction is inside the water tower, and it's making a lot of noise. We apologize for all of that, but it's really necessary that we get this fixed. On top of that, they found a huge rock on top of the pipe inside the water tower. So once that pipe is fixed, we will be, we have to fill the tank like a quarter with chlorine. It has to sit there for 24 to 48 hours, fill it some more, back to testing, and then by that time, hopefully everything will come back. It will be up and running, and everybody can water their lawn and have pressure again. There's also some rust in the water, and that's due to just the stagnation of the water at this point, but it's not a big deal. Just run your faucet, and that'll clear up. So that's it for LASA right now. That's enough. Parks, Paths, Preserves Committee.
Right. We were scheduled to meet tomorrow, but that meeting's been canceled. We're working on the new charge. And the Land Preservation Commission is meeting on Thursday.
Oh, great. Planning Commission, Trustee Brandt?
The Planning Commission has not met since our last board meeting, and Carlisle Wortman has their report in the packet.
Okay, thank you. Sustainability Task Force. Is there somebody that that we could get a report from them? I don't know how often they meet, what they're talking about, but we have it on the list as for reports. Who's on that? I know Jan's
the chair.
Normally it comes from the Planning Commission because they give a report at the Planning Commission meeting of that committee often, or sometimes.
Okay, maybe we can get that report into our packet. Gelman, Trustee Knoll.
We had a CARN meeting this morning. There were approximately 30 people in attendance. This was the quarterly meeting with EGLE and the EPA. So it was a general update from the EPA on the upcoming community engagement sessions and appointments that are in the process of being scheduled. I'll have more information to follow.
There's,
It's all general yet. I mean, we haven't even, they have the reservations for Scio Township, dates and times, 4 different dates, and some locations elsewhere in Ann Arbor, mostly library locations. But the person who's in charge of community engagement hasn't set the schedule for what's going to happen where yet.
oh, okay,
So I'll let you know as soon as I know.
okay, thank you. Township lobbying efforts are, have
Nothing.
nothing?
No, thank you.
Okay,
I'm going to reach out to John for the GCSI stuff. I'll have something next time.
okay, thank
He's
you.
got a report in the file. I mean,
Pardon?
there's a report in the packet.
I know, but I want the specifics.
Yeah,
What's
okay.
going to happen,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
what we pay him for.
Roads Advisory Committee, after the special meeting, we did meet the next day, and we went, we revised the newsletter article, and that was adopted and over to our newsletter editor, Mary Gillis. So thank you. Multimodal Transit Committee, Treasurer Yable.
We meet Thursday.
Okay. Operations Director.
Have my report.
All right, well, thank you. Included in the reports are the planning staff report and also GCSI capital update. Code Enforcement second quarter report. Code Enforcement Officer Keith DeJuan.
Good evening. I'll keep this short.
Good evening.
Go home. For 2026, at quarter number 2, we received 157 complaints. I was able to close out 165. And year to date, our numbers are 245 complaints for the year. For prior cases updates, we have 20 complaints from previous quarters that are remaining open. Those are 14 zoning complaints, 2 nuisance, 3 blight, and 1 noise. I've had court appearances for 4 separate times, which occurred for non-compliance of blight violations. On 2 separate cases, there was a second citation issued for continued zoning non-compliance of a business. And we have resolved and completed 2 zoning violations, 3 blight violations, and there are citations issued for continued violations resulting in zoning and use for 4 other cases. So total, over the quarter, 7 citations were issued. We had 4 court appearances. And the signage violations, which you might notice, we have had a significantly increased violation of the signages complaints in the right-of-way over the first quarter due to the weather more than likely. But overall, the year-to-date confiscations are down 28% from last year's numbers. So that's good. I think people are getting used to the enforcement efforts. And there's less signage that's being posted in the right-of-way. I've been partnering with the township zoning and planner and the fire marshal, and our proactive work continues with ensuring the business and the zoning compliance. For the signage violations for the second quarter, we had 134 complaints that resulted in 191 signs that were confiscated out of the right-of-way during quarter 2.
Wow.
Does anybody have any questions in regards to the report?
Trustee Reed?
I see you were in court for complaint 25-418, and I was wondering, is the result of that confidential, or can you let us know how that turned out?
That was a default judgment, and that violation continues, I believe, if that's the one I'm thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
And another citation was issued for that just recently.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I do. Campaign season is upon us, not only locally in the township, but, other races as well. And there's gonna be millages, and there's going to be the fall stuff. In Ann Arbor, we have it much worse, because the reps and the mayor and things like that, and they're in lawn extensions, and so, our clerk has begun calling, like fielding, helping with complaints. I'm not saying Jessica should do that, by the way. But do you have contact information for the various candidates so you can say, hey, come get your sign, or I'm gonna take it, or do you take the signs, and if you do, you impound them for a while and they can come get them, but Ann Arbor has the luxury of yards and things like that, whereas Scio, I don't know, might only have a dumpster and you set up. So what's the process for political signs that are in the rights of way?
Initially,
with respect to taking them and or notifying the candidates to get your stuff.
right, so initially I had established a 30-day holding period. That was when I started in early 2025. The problem that we ran into is the lack of space and the hundreds of signs that were being confiscated. We just don't have that ability to store them and keep them for possible release. I believe out of all the signs that I took in 2025, only 3 or 4 were actually returned to the people that wanted those signs back. The far rest were just destroyed. So without having the ability to store them or the space to store them effectively here at the township, the signs are removed from the right of way, and per the ordinance, they are destroyed immediately. There is an allowance in the ordinance that says that any signage that is placed within the right of way may be removed and destroyed immediately. So that is the current process. Once they're removed from any portion of the right of way, they're brought back and they're disposed of.
Okay. Thank you. I'm not running, but I might put one of mine out just to see if you're doing your job.
Just give me your address.
Treasurer Yapel.
Thank you. A couple of things. One, I might recommend when your predecessor was in his position or your position, there was an email sent out, and the county elections does store all the candidate emails, so it's readily available. Just reminding people what the rules are. I think that'd be reasonable, at least for the elected people. You can't necessarily chase down emails for all these killer electric and God knows what else businesses. Appreciate all the work you're doing. Definitely can see there's probably more tall grass complaints, and that's something I know we've talked about numerous times here. We seem to need to, as a board, take some action on that at a future moment, so have that noted. Thanks.
Yeah, with the warmer weather, we certainly had an increase in noise complaints and tall grass and weeds.
Okay. Oh, I guess that's it. Well, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay, M1. Now I've got to take my glasses and All right, now is the time for the public hearing for the Many Hands Life Sharing Community Planned Unit Development OA-PUD number 24001 for the rezoning of approximately 90 acres of land from A1 General Agriculture to PUD Planned Unit Development. The public hearing is now open. If anyone has comments, please come to the microphone and state your name. You have up to 5 minutes for your comments. Come to the table, please. Okay, done? Anyone online?
I do not see any hands raised online for public comment for the public
Okay, here we
hearing.
go.
Okay.
Hi.
I just wanted, I know we're going to do a presentation, but I just want to take a moment and ask the people who are here in support of Many Hands if they could stand up, just to be acknowledged.
Sure.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, if there are no more comments, I will close the public hearing. Okay, seeing none. This hearing is closed. Is there support?
Support.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Well. All right, 01, new business. Possible action, MHLC, Many Hands Life Sharing Community Final PUD, Phase 1 and rezoning, OA number 24001, FSP number 26002. Please come to the table.
I just promoted her to a panelist.
Oh.
I don't know if that's gonna work. Give it a shot.
We can try, otherwise we'll just have to get her on the phone.
Okay, all right.
Are you able to see a presentation?
No,
No,
we can't
yeah,
even see pictures.
unfortunately.
Yeah, sorry everyone.
Oh,
This has never happened before. I don't have,
I have a computer,
I'm
so.
supportive of the project. Save your-
anybody want a presentation?
sure, we can.
Well, you can,
Yeah, thank you.
look over your shoulder.
You did. Oh, sure. Kathy, do you need a copy? I got one. Oh, okay. Okay, carry them. This is gonna be. Unfolds all the way to Christie.
Are you waiting for me? Can you hear me?
Oh,
I can
wow,
hear
so
you.
your audio works. There we go.
So, I wanted to ask the board, all the talk right now about timing and how quickly we can move tonight. We're ready to do a presentation. Does the board feel confident that they understand Many Hands? Do they want an update presentation?
I'm ready to make the model motion. I don't want to deprive you of the ability to make your presentation, but I'm ready to move the model motion, and certainly we could have debate and questions and presentation, but.
About how long is your presentation?
Well, I'm not gonna make it less than 3 minutes. Based on that. So let me introduce, is it okay everyone?
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
My name is Carrie Kapakian. I'm the founder and executive director of Many Hands Life Sharing Community. I'm also a mother. My son now is 29 years old, and this has been, for him, a lifelong project, but it's about 20 years in the making. Our mission at Many Hands is to provide a safe, meaningful, connected life filled with enriching activities, learning opportunities for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And doing all this within a cooperative residential setting that prepares the next generation of service professionals. That's in regards to the staff we're working towards. And so looking at what the need is in our area, I mean, just in Washtenaw County alone, there's 7,000 people with developmental disabilities. And at least 1,000 of those require 24-hour care. So we're talking a very large need that unfortunately isn't being addressed. And that's the Many Hands is the answer for that. For all the families who are trying to figure out, the parents who are like, who's going to care for my child when I no longer can? Now what makes Many Hands unique is that it's a life-sharing community. So we're building this campus that has a housing component, but very importantly, the housing is also workforce housing. So the caregivers are able, about half of them that we'll be hiring will be living on site. And so we're providing workforce housing in an area that is desperately needed. And that also helps us attract and retain a higher quality staff. Now, along with everything that we're building, we're also, doing regenerative farming, a biodynamic farm. We're going to have a large craft house. We're going to have a community center, which we're going to use the majority of it as indoor recreation, but we're also going to have a bakery there and some other activities. And all of this is with a complete system of paths, walking paths throughout the property. And we really, our goal is for this to become a true gem for Scio Township and the Washtenaw County area. We want this to be something where people can come in and have do different activities. Like right now, we do have a little garden going on, and we have a couple times a week, people come in and they just help with the garden. And that's the kind of relationship we're wanting to build with the wider community. And so tonight, we are looking at the first step, the phase one of what we're trying to build in the larger conceptual idea. In phase one, we have the 2 residential homes, the craft house, and basically a large pole barn where we do our wash and pack and store our tractor and some things like that, along with, of course, the road access and all the necessary drainage. So that's our phase one that we're looking for tonight. Again, just to mention that we are very sensitive to the environment. About 90% of the land we don't, we plan to keep as natural or agricultural. And we, so that helps with all those walking trails and other activities that can go on. And we're going to be putting solar panels in. We are building the buildings so that they're sustainable with geothermal. And then the solar, we are not going to have any natural gas on site. And we look at this project as a pilot that statewide other people will come and visit and learn from how our community created and built this so that they can then go and replicate it. But again, thank you for your support and throughout this whole process. We're very excited to become residents of Scio Township. And the families were all, like I said, we're already connecting and meeting and building community, even though we don't have any buildings yet. And we're really trying to make this a place where everybody belongs. So again, thank you. And we do have more detailed information if your questions need that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Trustee Brandt, do you have questions or comments?
No, thanks. I caught up with this on the plan commission. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Knoll.
No, I don't have any questions. I plan to support it. One of the things that Mariah, we had discussed today was making the motion inclusive of the development agreement.
I believe it's in there.
Oh, is it in here? Okay, I'm not seeing it.
The model motion I see is motion to adopt ZOA number 2026-28 and approve the final PUD site plan for Many Hands Life Sharing Community Phase 1 FSP number 26002 and have the township attorney finalize the PUD agreement with the applicant.
No, but what about the development agreement?
The PUD agreement is the development agreement.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We also discussed a community wastewater utility agreement. Vic, I'll get with you on that. Pretty brief. It's not the same as what we do with like Heritage Woods, but.
I got to turn my hearing aid on, so I can't quite hear you, Mariah.
I'll call you about a community wastewater utility system agreement.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Trustee Reed?
Just a quick question. I see you have listed here you have a pool. Is it indoor or outdoor?
That would be an outdoor pool with a large fencing, actually visual blocking too. So it's a therapeutic pool, and it would be during the warmer months.
Okay, all right. Because with solar, well, okay, good. That's all I need to know. Thanks.
Well, Trustee Reiser's not here. My turn. Will there be generators in case of power outages?
So we are going to have one generator. It'll be very similar to a large house generator, like the residential ones. but it'll be on the larger side, and that is going to be dedicated to our well and our well pump, so that we will always have water. And that's also where our geothermal goes through, and so that will help us with that, keep that running even if there is. What's nice is doing the solar, and with the batteries we anticipate having there, that if DTE goes out, we have a lot more cushion with the solar and the batteries too.
Okay, that's good. And what about tornado or storm shelters? Are the buildings, will they be?
So at this point, the buildings are designed with hallways that are structurally where would be our safe area, because they are all on a slab. And so we've been just thinking that the hallways would be the safe areas.
Okay, good. And the pickleball, where would that go? You have a lot going on here.
Yes, well, that's why we're doing it in phases. And with a PUD, we had to put everything we were thinking. And so we got very creative. Up by the community center, and I think of it as the north entrance, and that's also where the larger parking lot is, and that's where the trailhead will be located, and a lot of activities more for the general public are up there. And that's what the pickleball is over in that area near the community center.
Okay, it's just, there's a lot of complaints about pickleball, the noise, and that's closer to the residents there that will be living north. There's not a lot of residents, but still, just to keep that in mind. I can't imagine them playing pickleball all the time, like, down on Liberty, but.
And also, if you think of our property as 9 squares,
Yeah.
I kind of think it kind of breaks out that way. The pickleball is actually located in the center of the 9 squares.
Oh, good. Okay. I think that would solve it. And that's all for me. Treasurer Yapel.
I support the project. I appreciate you all being here this evening, and I move the model motion.
Support.
Christie, roll call, please.
Brandt,
Yes.
Noel,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Riser,
Absolutely.
I hear Carrie,
Yes.
Gable,
Yes.
motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Very much. Wonderful.
I'd just like to thank the board. That's the most we've ever done in an hour in a very long time.
Yeah, well, we still have.
Tom, would you like this back?
I can take it back, sure.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Apologies for the
No
the
worries.
Zoom, the computer.
I want to ask her a question. We're gonna start the pilot.
Yeah.
I want to ask her a question before she leaves.
Okay.
What really happened? That everyone's sleeping? Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to move ahead, even though we're missing the Reed and the Riser. But 02, possible action, Lakestone Apartments pilot revision. And do we have anyone present for that?
We do. They're on Zoom, so that's going to be my question. We can try and
Okay,
promote.
so Campbell is.
Campbell's
All right, I'm
hand
gonna
is
promote
up.
to panelist.
And did we figure out people can hear us? They just can't.
Well, I think they can hear us.
Oh, Laura was on. We heard her.
Oh, yeah. Did we tell her?
Oh.
She probably heard that we.
So Campbell, can you hear us?
Hi, yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay,
Yeah.
well, at least that works for somebody. Okay.
Can you hear Campbell back there?
Chris, could you put your microphone by the speakers?
Yeah, that might work. Try the front of the.
I had it in the front.
I didn't know if that would work better.
Go ahead.
Hi, Campbell. Sorry, we're having
maybe that
technology struggles this evening, so hopefully you can hear us. So I can introduce this item for everyone. This is a pilot that the township only has one pilot. It's a payment in lieu of tax. So Lakestone Apartments are down on Erie Drive off of Parkland Plaza. They are all apartments that are at or below 60% area median income. They were originally built back in the late 1990s as market rate housing. And now that we're in 2026, there's a need for additional repairs and maintenance that goes beyond just the average month-to-month, year-to-year improvements. Lincoln Avenue Communities is the organization or company that contacted the township. They are the current owners through a legal entity of the apartments about changes to their payment in lieu of tax or pilot. What they have proposed is reducing their pilot from 2% to 1%. To give the board an idea, currently the 2% pilot is $55,209 a year. A 1% pilot payment would be $27,604 a year. There's improvements that are going to be made include upgrades for storm safety, so they're going to provide safe shelter for all of their residents. During a storm, they'll be able to access either interior hallways or space in their community building that would be storm safe, as well as upgrades to community benefits in the area. So their outdoor grilling area, pavilion, and also updating finishes within the unit. So Campbell, I didn't know if you had, probably can't make much of a presentation except verbally, but I didn't know if you had anything else to add.
Yeah, and quick note on what Ryan mentioned. This was originally developed under the LIHTC program. What we're proposing is a rehabilitation under the LIHTC program as well, so placing new tax credits and tax-exempt bonds through MISHDA as the issuer for both. That will extend the affordability of this project for another, at minimum, 30 years. So it renews all of those restrictions for the affordable housing component. Ryan covered some of the highlights of the construction, but just to go a little bit deeper in, there's an existing clubhouse and a separate amenity building here. We are proposing to do a major rework of both spaces to kind of offer more features and amenities and places for residents to enjoy the community. Along with that, significant in-unit upgrades, doing new flooring, new mechanical and HVAC systems throughout, new countertops, new cabinetry, and just general kind of upgrades to bring it more to a current market level finish rather than, a late 90s, early 2000s market level finish within the individual units.
Awesome.
And with that, I'll take any questions that anyone has or any more info that I can provide.
Yeah, thanks, Campbell. We're going to go right down the list here. Trustee Trustee Brandt, do you have any comments or questions?
I don't have any questions. Thanks for the background. I support this initiative mostly because of the extension for 30 years of workforce housing.
Thank you. Trustee Knoll.
I also will support it. I did have a general question on the changes that the 1% pilot payment would reflect. How will that impact? What's the difference between the 2% and the 1% in terms of the township? How will that impact the township?
To give you an idea, the township gets, without having the village chart in front of me, between 8 and 10%, that's probably a little closer to 10% now of the total tax mills, so it's not going to be a significant impact to the township, probably under $2,500 change. Total. Most of this money goes out to the school districts, or school district being Ann Arbor, where this building is located at, the county, as well as state education tax. We split up the pilot payment based on the village, where the property is located. just as if it were a true taxpayer, it gets pro rata split by the millage amounts.
Okay.
Trustee Reed.
My question is more for the board. Do we have a process where we follow up to see that these proposed upgrades have been performed, or will we get a schedule of the construction and be able to follow up on it? That's a question question actually for both, for us more than, but do we have any plans to?
We don't have a process now.
So I think we probably should look at that.
Yeah, periodic reports.
Yep. And maybe get a schedule of when these changes are going to be done. And
That's fair.
How many of the apartments are they all? Are they going to do 10%, 20%, all of them? You know, that type of thing. So I think we need a little bit more than just we're going to do changes.
Mm-hmm.
I support this, but I think we need some information from the owner.
Trustee Reed, or Reiser, sorry.
Thank you. And I've been perusing this, and I apologize if I can't see. For how many years is this going to be?
30 additional years of affordability, because they're placing new LIHTC credits on this property.
30 years.
So it's, when does the current affordability, the affordable housing run out?
Campbell, can you answer that question?
Could you hear that?
Yeah, yes, I did. The current affordability ran for 30 years, so it would expire in the early 2030s, or 35 years, sorry. And then there is an existing housing assistance payment contract, so you all are probably more familiar with the Section 8 program. There is a housing assistance payment contract on the community that we will renew for an additional 20 years and continue renewing from there on out. So there are a couple layers of affordability here that we would continue to propose extending past that date of the existing conditions terminating.
For an additional 30 years?
The LIHTC and the bond program, we would extend for an additional 30 years. The HAP contracts typically run in 20-year increments with automatic renewals as long as you process it with HUD.
So it'll be until the 2030s, until the 2060s, when I'm elsewhere. And to David's point, so this is for a combination of things. It's for affordable housing, additional term affordable housing, not new units, and for nicer units for the tenants there, correct?
Correct. Nicer unit, I would call them upgraded units, both mechanically as well as aesthetically, and also additional community benefits for the residents living in that community. Correct.
And in the pie chart of where this money's going toward, is it going toward the affordability component, or is it going, I mean, like 2%, an extra 1% is a lot of money for a grill, a pavilion, and some countertops, or
Over 30 years.
Is it a net? Is there any extra money going, or is it all going toward the affordability and the improvements?
I guess, Campbell, you want to speak to that?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we've done is essentially the incremental operating income that this reduced pilot would create. We've taken our debt constant, so our mortgage rate on this project, and run out a calculation. It equates to roughly $330,000 in additional loan proceeds that we are able to size based on the reduced pilot payment to EWAL. With that, we've identified a couple of areas that helps us afford a higher budget. So within our construction budget, we've been able to incorporate a higher efficiency mechanical system, so upgrades to the HVAC system that's currently in place that becomes more efficient and therefore reduces the electrical burden of both residents and the property, and reduces what we're what we're using up in the local utility. On top of that, we would try to upgrade the windows to be a little bit higher level of efficiency as well. Again, that has the same impact. So it's not necessarily being pushed towards these finishes. That's what we were already planning to do in the rehabilitation as well. This helps us do incremental work that both increases the sustainability and the longevity of this project.
So Ryan, is it true that they pay about $27,000 total right now to us? And, or
They
$55,000.
pay $55,000.
They pay 55, and they're gonna be paying 27
Correct.
per, for the whole development, not per unit.
Correct. Per the entire development per
So
year.
we're committing 27, an additional $27,000 for 30 years, but we get affordable housing until 2060, and we get some nicer housing because you got upgrade housing over time.
Correct. We get, as he spoke to, more
I'm gonna
sustainable
support
housing. We get the permanency, but I guess the extension for a quite lengthy period of time of affordable housing.
But to David's point, I would ask the developer or the proponent, could you just provide, I don't know, our project manager or our operations director with just some kind of update in 6 months that you've done the work, or a few representative photos? Would that be okay, sir?
Of course, yeah, and I would even open it up if anyone wants to ever tour the site and see the construction improvements. We're happy to accommodate that as well. I would note also that we do have to get permitted by the township, so your permit review staff will have a chance to see everything and would be a part of approving the closeout of the project. So plenty of opportunities for everyone to confirm that we've done what we are saying that we're doing here.
Perfect.
Okay, are you finished, Trustee Reiser?
John?
Finished.
I'm finished.
Oh, okay, thank you. Supervisor Carey here. I have some questions. When I was a resident back in, well, I've been a resident, but I became involved in the township in about 2018, 2019, and I attended that meeting where the pilot program was presented and adopted, and that was, well, 6, 7, 8 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, in that time, and I know that you're new to this, you took this over from, was that Lakestone? Well, you're a new entity regarding the pilot program, or taking over this pilot program? Is that what I understood?
Yes, it is common ownership between the two, but it will be passed to a new entity to help facilitate the LIHTC rehab.
Okay, and what was, in the past 8 years, because that was part of the program, was to remodel, do some updates and whatnot. What was updated or remodeled in the last 8 years?
So as residents move out, or as they've highlighted concerns to us, we typically go in and do somewhat substantial unit turns. So as they move out, we go in, we replace flooring as needed, replace appliances, cabinets, do general repairs throughout the community. So having the additional pilot proceeds at that time helped coordinate some of that funding up front. Additionally, with that reduced scope, we did a refinance with the HUD loan program back in 2019. I believe that was when the ordinance was passed.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, we had to do any critical repairs that HUD identified. So typically that involves accessibility upgrades, issues around the site that HUD's concerned for resident safety, or just the overall longevity of the community.
Okay, and how many units were remodeled?
I believe in the time of our ownership, we have turned over roughly half of the community.
All right, so the length of this new mortgage is 30 years, as it was stated. And just to be clear, 1% pilot program, Treasurer Yapel, you said 27,604, but that's divided amongst other entities as well, so.
Correct. When the organization or the new or old, new or existing LLC makes its payment to the township, we split that money not only with the township, but also with the school district, the intermediate school district, the community college, the county, just as we, a normal taxpayer would by the percentages that it goes to them.
And so we would capture or receive.
Roughly 10%.
Which you said was
$2,760.40.
Okay. And how much property tax would be collected if this was just a regular?
Market rate housing, I went back and looked. At one point, its tax bill was either in the high 180s, 190s, or I think it may have even been the low $200,000 at some point before this was switched to a affordable housing unit.
And that's what we would have captured?
No, that's what its property tax bill would have been. 10% of that again, so roughly $20,000 a year. Probably be higher now. It would really depend on what the assessed value of the property is, and we'd have to talk to the assessor and your team about that.
Well, yeah, I'm in support of this, but the 1%, our emergency, we have a lot of emergency services that go out there, and this isn't even much to cover sheriff or fire at the lower,
Well, right now, it's only 5,700, so.
Yeah, well, that's true. And, and I agree that I would actually have liked to have more of a presentation with these statistics. And what is going to, going to be remodeled, created over time, and maybe a report would have been better. And maybe what we could do is amend this model motion and request that in the first 6 months to receive a report, and then 6 months later, and then 1 year late every year that we receive a report of.
Or every 6 months.
Yeah, or every 6 months. Either way, it doesn't matter as long as we receive a report. Okay, Treasurer Yapel.
Thank you. I wrote down that note about the report every 6 months. I'd be open to suggestions on language to amend the model motion. Other than that, I'd be ready to make the model motion, but I'm happy to amend it to include the reporting or however we would prefer to do that.
Just testing for understanding. This will reduce they will be receiving or not paying $27,000 a year over 30 years. So it's like $828,000 over 30
Correct.
years.
Over 30 years, correct. And this would amend the ordinance, the current Chapter 13 ordinance we have for tax exemption for housing projects.
Okay.
And the ordinance amendment language is attached.
Yep.
The attorney has reviewed it and has approved the language as to legal status. But yes, correct. Those statements are all correct.
Right. Well, I guess you're looking for language to add to the model motion regarding reporting?
Yes.
So
if we would like to see that, I'm happy to include that.
Well, Mariah?
To amend the model motion, so the model motion right now is to adopt the ordinance amendments to Chapter 13 tax exemptions for housing projects as presented. We would like to include 6 month reporting.
Initially a schedule of the planned upgrades.
Sure.
And then 6 month report on progress of the upgrades.
I think that's fine.
Just those words?
Add it to your model motion?
I guess, can somebody read that to me and I can write it down so we have a note of it?
And provide within the first 6 months a schedule of the upgrades. And then every 6 months thereafter, progress on the upgrades. That sounds sufficient, Mariah?
Yes.
For the length of the mortgage? Or how long?
Well, for the length of the
15 years,
upgrades, I
or-
guess.
For the length of the upgrade.
Upgrades, okay.
I have a question, I do have a question for Campbell. Campbell, is it?
Yep.
Campbell, you said you upgrade the apartments when there's a turnover, or as needed. But what about somebody who's been there for 20 or 30 years? Do they ever get an upgrade? And I don't know if anybody's been there for 20 or 30 years, but some of your long-term residents who haven't left, is anything done for them?
If they request an accommodation, yes. Short answer would be yes. So as appliances go out of service, we would need to go in and replace those regardless. So they get the upgrades to whatever we're ordering at that point in time. Same for usually on those unit turns, we replace flooring. If after 15 years of being in an apartment, they've torn up the flooring because it hasn't been replaced in that time, obviously, if they let us know that there is an issue there, we are more than happy to go in and replace that for them.
All right, thank you.
Do you have the language?
So the model motion and the language I have is to adopt the ordinance amendments to Chapter 13 tax exemptions for housing projects as presented, and for the developer.
Can I make a friendly amendment? The Lakeside Apartments Limited Dividend Housing Association Owner LLC, which is on page, it's in there. You see it on page 2 at the top.
Yep.
Or its successor, if they sell, or its successor provide, I guess.
A schedule of updates within the first 6 months.
Biannual,
And
biannual reports.
And then biannual reports thereafter. Biannual reports on progress thereafter.
For 30 years or
No,
for?
No, updates for the, right?
Until all updates are accomplished. Well, no, no, because they're updating all the time. So what would be wrong with it?
I don't think there's any issue with biannual updates.
I don't think so
they
either.
seem, Campbell, you seem open to this. I haven't heard you object to it, correct?
We're happy to provide any reporting or information. I will note, after we complete this initial rehab, you would just be seeing, how many units that we turn. And frankly, for the first 2 to 3 years, you probably wouldn't see
Very
much
many.
included in there because the units will all be relatively brand new. The rehab of the individual units will probably be done within 12 months of whenever closing occurs, which we're projecting in December. So it'd be a really fun 2 to 3 reports that you first receive, but then after that, there probably wouldn't be a ton of information for several years.
Okay, and how about this, then the first every 6 months until the remodeling is complete, and then once a year for however many units?
For normal maintenance,
Normal
upgrades.
Right, are we using biannual or 6 months? It's the same thing, but I just want to put what we want down. Biannual or 6 months, people? Who cares? Anyway,
6 months.
Sounds great. Report
Two voted for
every 6 months of the upgrades until the initial upgrades are complete. We'll call it that. And then provide a report annually of the units upgraded thereafter. Let's try this. So at the end of the model motion to add, for Lakeside Apartments Dividend Housing Association owner LLC or successor to provide a report every 6 months of the upgrades until the initial upgrades are complete, and then provide a report annually of the units upgraded thereafter. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Riser?
Okay.
That's good?
Then I'll move that motion as friendly amended did.
I think I supported it, right? Yeah,
Who supported that for
I
Christie?
think I did.
Okay, is that fine?
It was Reed.
Yeah, okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, this is,
This is a record.
yeah, 6-0. Okay,
All right, thanks,
Yeah,
Campbell.
thank
Your
you.
motion's approved. We'll be in touch.
Thank you all for your time.
now we are on to, where'd it go? N1, possible action, consideration of a personnel matter. And before we do that, because the clerk is absent tonight, we need to appoint, it has been requested of us to go into closed session. So before we go into closed session, we need to appoint someone to take closed session minutes. The OMA allows the board to appoint a recording secretary for this purpose. I am willing to take the closed session minutes if anyone would like to make the motion to appoint the supervisor for tonight's closed session.
So moved.
To be. Okay, all in favor say aye. It's okay.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
You're gonna do that, I'm sorry, Karen.
Can I get a motion to go into closed session to consider the dismissal, suspension, or disciplining of, or to hear complaints or charges brought against, or to consider a periodic personnel evaluation of an employee at the request of the employee under MCL 15.268 1A?
So moved.
Support.
Okay, roll call, please. Christie? Yep.
Brant?
Yes.
Noel?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Riser?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes,
Yeaple?
Yes.
Motion passes.
we are in closed session.
I need
We
to-
will be moving, the board will be moving over to the small meeting room. And we will be back to close the meeting later.
One meeting you didn't have public comment on this stuff.
More than one. There's been a couple.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we're done in an hour and a half.
All right, Christine, keep this
Hold this up,
crowd
Brett.
under control.
I gotta go before you.
Is that weird?
Right now.
And I need a, oh, this is mine.
No, give me just a second,
No,
Jillian.
that's yours.
Whenever, do you want me to record now?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right, hang on.
Recording in progress.
We are back in open session at 8:04, I
I
believe.
think we have to move to go back and open session.
Oh, okay. Is there a motion to come back into open session?
So moved.
Support by Riser.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are back in open session at 8:04. Thank you. Okay, I move to reinstate Felicia King from administrative leave to the position presented to her and accepted by her on the terms stated in the memorandum of understanding with a start date in that position of July 13th, 2026, and to authorize the supervisor and clerk to sign the memorandum of understanding. Is there support?
Support.
Christie, roll call, please.
Hold, give me 1 second, hold on.
Would you entertain a friendly amendment that it would start sooner, or is July
No,
3rd? Okay.
July 13th.
Okay.
That's the new payroll.
Okay.
Okay, hang on. Okay, Brant?
No.
Noel?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Riser?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Yeaple?
No.
Motion passes 4-2,
Okay.
right?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Is it? All right. Public comment. This is the time for members of the public to speak to the Board of Trustees for up to 5 minutes on any matter. We begin with anyone present. Please come to the table, and the microphone is missing.
Yeah. Keith, thank you.
I'm almost speechless. 2 hours. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was the talking heads or not. I don't know. But bravo to the board. Well done tonight. You got the people's business done. You got it done in a timely fashion. I think you made great work tonight. So bravo. One comment I wanted to make was for Treasurer Yapel, who's not here. But I think at one point he asked a question. He said, I'm open to suggestion on how to get this issue of managing the agenda without late additions to the agenda. He said, I'm open to suggestions. So in my experience, the answer is whoever's in charge of that guideline or rule, whatever you want to call it, just enforce it. That's all you got to do. Just consistently enforce it. And over time, and sometimes it happens pretty quickly, in my experience, over time, if there is no expectation that I can sneak this in or there'll be an exception made, if it's consistently enforced over time, everyone will adjust. And people coming before the board will know how much in advance they need to get their agenda items done, and it will be done. And if it misses the deadline and you got to go 2 weeks out, people coming before the board with agenda items will understand why they got to wait 2 weeks. So my suggestion to Treasurer Yapel and to the board is, whoever's in charge of enforcing that guideline, just enforce it, and you will see us get a resolution to the problem. So thank you.
Thank you.
Scio Township resident. So when we came in tonight at 6 p.m. it was nice and cool. Then about 6:30 it started getting hot. About 6:50 the fans came on, but I'm not sure they could keep up. They've been running now for about an hour and 15 minutes and it's finally starting to cool down again. So that looks like it was the exact same problem we had 2 weeks ago. It's just that we had fewer people this time. About 12 to 15 people left after the Many Hands event, so that might have had something to do with it. I submitted my first FOIA in 2 years for the DTE bills, and will be very interesting to see if this new HVAC system can keep up and what the costs associated with it are. Kathleen, I addressed my comments to Jessica to get an index of the documents added to the agenda, because she is the one who could make that happen over the last several years. I appreciate your smokescreen trying to divert responsibility from her, but you do bring up a good point that Mark just talked about the rules of order. And perhaps this board will put forward instructions that the rules of order be followed when it comes to agenda packages. At the beginning of the meeting, I asked for reassignment of FOIA officer duties to be discussed. And when you finally do talk about that, I want you to remember that while you are reassigning FOIA responsibilities, please remember the state law requires the appeal authority to be in the hands of the head of the body. The supervisor is the person who has legal responsibilities in Scio. In normal townships across Michigan, the supervisor is the head of the body for FOIA appeals. Please return that responsibility to Jillian and remove the legal liability Mariah and Christy are in, because you have illegally assigned them the appeal authority. Mariah alone has a huge conflict of interest as both the FOIA denial advisor and the person deciding whether or not to grant an appeal. More on FOIAs. You went into closed session last year and removed FOIA appeal authority from Jillian and gave it to Mariah and Christy. The state law says the FOIA appeal rests with the head of the body. So because you weren't paying attention to the underlying schemes, you inadvertently made Mariah and Christy the head of the body of Scio Township. Now Jessica has refused to fulfill over 150 FOIAs and appeals. What liability does Mariah have as both the township attorney advising this board and as the person who is now the head of the body? What about Christy? What is her liability? You changed the indemnification law from township shall pay for officials' defense to may pay. What guarantees can Christie depend on when this ends up in court that the township will defend her? You went to extreme efforts to make sure you changed the law after Jillian's case. You've proven this is a hostile and toxic work environment. You've thrown militia under the bus. You've made excellent people quit. Your promise to Christie to defend her is worth about as much hot air as you used to say it. When is this board going to take some action about FOIAs? When is this board going to apply your constant phrase of fiscal responsibility and save this township from hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines from FOIA court action and penalties? Clark, I hope you might have some input on this situation and offer the board some advice on how to resolve this crisis. And congratulations on reinstating Militia. It's 50-some days now that she's been in limbo. That is absolute cruelty. Thank you for resolving it finally. Well done. It took a long time, but you got there.
Thank you, Rob. Anyone else present would like to speak? Come to the table. Nope. Anyone online?
Anyone online that would like to speak at public comment, please raise your Zoom hand. I don't see any hands raised.
Okay, board response. We'll begin with Trustee Grant.
Yeah, Mark, when you made reference to Jockey Head, that's like I was going running around the house.
That's another good.
I do know the talking
Trustee Noel.
I'm pleased with the progress we made tonight and the reinstatement of Felicia, and I look forward to working with her. And I hope all board members and employees will extend a welcoming arm back. That's it, thank you.
Trustee Reed, do you have anything?
No comment.
Trustee Reiser?
No, thank you.
I have two comments. The head of the body is, in a general law township, is the board of trustees. It's not the supervisor. The supervisor has no power in a general law township. And also the changes regarding the law from shall to may did not happen after my case was complete. It happened during. Just wanted to clear the record. Treasurer Yapel has left, and I guess that's it for the trustees. So is there a motion to adjourn at 8:12?
So moved.
Support.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Ours is still open.
I think I'm going. You know, here's the thing.